Hello guys. Today I want to bring you guys breaking news on Israel Hamas war update today. And as you all know, Israel don't want to leave Palestine for no reason today. And today update is about Israel refusing to cease fire on Palestine. And as of yesterday, Israel has already sent their soldiers to surround the whole of Gaza, which Palestine are still keeping some of Israel's citizens, like up to 240 students, which were captured from Israel. So today I have a video that I saw and I want to drop it for you guys to watch so that I can know more update about the war and what is really happening, because President Joe Biden pleaded with Israel to cease fire so that at least they can negotiate on how to release the citizen captured from them, but Israel are not willing to cease fire at all. So just watch the video and then I'll come back soon.
Breaking news today, Israel Hamas War News Live Update. Israel refuses U.S. pressure to pause the war for Gaza aid, wanting hostages back first. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu firmly opposes the increasing U.S. pressure for a humanitarian pause in the ongoing conflict. He asserts that there will be no temporary ceasefire until Hamas releases the approximately 240 hostages they are holding. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken embarked on his third visit to Israel since the war started, reaffirming American backing for Israel's efforts to dismantle Hamas following its devastating October 7th assault in southern Israel. In addition, he echoed President Joe Biden's plea for a temporary cessation of hostilities to tackle a deepening humanitarian emergency. Concern is mounting over the increasing number of Palestinian fatalities and the worsening conditions for civilians due to the ongoing Israeli bombardment and expanding ground offensive, which could result in even more casualties. Hospitals on the brink of collapse, facing shortages of medicine and fuel due to the Israeli siege. Approximately 1.5 million individuals in Gaza, which accounts for 70% of the population, have been displaced from their residences, as reported by the UN on Friday. Palestinians are in urgent need of essential supplies. Survival in Gaza has been reduced to a meager existence, with residents relying on a meager diet of 2 pieces of bread per day. This desperate situation has led to a heavy dependence on stockpiled UN flour, according to Thomas White, the Gaza director for the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. The demand for drinking water is also on the rise. According to him, people are no longer just searching for bread, he informed UN diplomats during a video briefing from Gaza. Thirsty for hydration. Following discussions with Netanyahu, Blinken emphasized the importance of a temporary pause to enhance aid distribution and facilitate the release of the hostages taken by Hamas during their aggressive incursion almost a month ago. Netanyahu assured Blinken that Israel is determined to proceed at full speed, unless hostages are released. Initially, U.S. officials stated that they were not pursuing a ceasefire. Instead, they proposed brief pauses in specific areas to facilitate aid deliveries and other humanitarian efforts, with Israeli operations resuming thereafter. Netanyahu has yet to publicly acknowledge the idea and has consistently rejected the notion of a ceasefire. On Friday, though, a senior U.S. administration official stated that policymakers believe a substantial break in fighting will be necessary to facilitate releases, modeled after a smaller-scale pause that successfully freed 2 American hostages from Hamas captivity last month. According to an anonymous official, the recent release was a test to see how a bigger deal could be made. Negotiations for a larger package of hostages are still ongoing. Ensuring their safety to the Gaza border requires a substantial pause in fighting, as emphasized by the official. Israeli forces have intensified their presence around Gaza City, engaging in ongoing clashes with Hamas fighters while devastating airstrikes cause widespread destruction throughout the largest city in this small Mediterranean region. A school in Gaza City was struck by a devastating attack on Friday, resulting in numerous casualties among those seeking refuge. 3 hospitals in northern Gaza were struck near their entrances while staff were attempting to evacuate the wounded to the south, according to hospital directors. Witness the devastating scene outside Gaza's largest hospital, Shifa, where the bodies of men, women, and young children lay among damaged cars and ambulances. A young child cried out in fear, clinging to a woman who lay motionless on the ground. Tragedy struck outside Shifa Hospital, resulting in the loss of 15 lives and leaving 60 others injured, according to Health Ministry spokesperson Ashraf Al-Qidra. Over 50 individuals tragically lost their lives or sustained injuries in a devastating strike near the Indonesian hospital, as reported by its director. However, specific figures were not disclosed. The Israeli military claimed that its aircraft targeted an ambulance allegedly being used by Hamas fighters to transport weapons. The claim could not be verified through independent means. The connection between the strike and Shifa Hospital remains unclear. According to the military, it occurred in close proximity to a battle zone, indicating its proximity to ongoing ground battles. According to Al-Qidra, a convoy of ambulances departed from Shifa, transporting the injured to Rafah, when a strike unexpectedly targeted a vehicle on the outskirts of Gaza City. Turning back, yet another ambulance was struck by a devastating blow. He firmly refuted any claims that the ambulances were utilized by Hamas fighters. Concerns about emerging challenges. Amidst the ongoing conflict, Israel and Hezbollah have engaged in frequent exchanges of fire along the Lebanon border, sparking concerns of a potential escalation. During his inaugural public address since the conflict commenced, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah declared that the cross-border skirmishes demonstrated his group's active involvement in the ongoing battle. He hinted at the potential for escalation. "We refuse to be confined." However, he showed little indication that Hezbollah would actively participate in the conflict. Until now, Hezbollah has been strategically demonstrating support for Hamas without provoking a full-scale conflict that would have severe consequences for both Lebanon and Israel. Thursday witnessed an intense exchange over the border, unlike any before. Hezbollah launched a fierce assault on Israeli military positions in northern Israel, utilizing a combination of drones, mortar fire, and suicide drones. In response, Israeli warplanes and helicopter gunships swiftly retaliated with targeted strikes in Lebanon. Civilians were injured in the Hezbollah attacks, according to Israeli military spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari. "We are fully prepared in the north, on high alert," he stated. Since the beginning of the war, there have been casualties on both sides. 10 Lebanese civilians and 66 fighters from Hezbollah and other militant groups have lost their lives, along with 7 Israeli soldiers and a civilian in northern Israel. Gaza City surrounded. Over 9,200 lives have been lost in Gaza, with a significant number being women and minors. The Gaza Health Ministry has not provided a specific breakdown between civilians and fighters. Over 1,400 lives have been lost on the Israeli side, with a majority of innocent civilians falling victim to Hamas' initial assault. Continuing rocket fire from Gaza militants into Israel has caused significant disruptions for millions of people and has led to the evacuation of approximately 250,000 individuals from towns in northern and southern Israel. Defenses thwart the majority of rockets. Since the start of the ground operation, 24 Israeli soldiers have tragically lost their lives in Gaza. Prepare for a significant increase in the toll. Israeli military officials have announced the encirclement of Gaza City and the commencement of targeted attacks on militant cells within the city. Countless Palestinians still reside in the city and surrounding areas of northern Gaza. Israel highlights the presence of an extensive military infrastructure in the city, which includes a network of underground tunnels, bunkers, and command centers. It claims to target Hamas and the militants who put civilians at risk by operating among them. Friday's strike outside Shifa Hospital occurred due to Israel's allegation of a Hamas command center at the facility. However, this claim has not been independently verified and is denied by both Hamas and hospital officials. An ambulance of the Palestinian Red Crescent was unfortunately struck while transporting wounded individuals to southern Gaza along the coastal highway. Witness the shocking images of the vehicle, its hood destroyed and blood staining its side. According to Qidra, 25 ambulances have been destroyed by Israeli strikes since the start of the conflict. The military reports that its troops have successfully neutralized a significant number of Hamas militants as they emerged from underground tunnels. Witness the powerful footage of soldiers and tanks fearlessly advancing towards the remnants of bombed-out buildings. For enhanced safety, Israel has consistently urged residents of Gaza's north to relocate to the south. However, Numerous individuals have found themselves unable to depart or remain in the southern region due to their concerns about ongoing airstrikes. Residents of the Shadi refugee camp on Gaza City's edge were urged by the military to evacuate on Thursday. Tragically, a convoy of evacuees on the coastal road they were instructed to take was struck by shells on Friday, resulting in the loss of approximately 12 lives, according to doctors. Images captured on the road depicted lifeless children strewn across the sandy terrain. In Khan Yunis, witnesses reported that workers have recovered 17 bodies from the debris of a building destroyed by a strike. Rescuers displayed incredible determination as they dug with their bare hands to save someone trapped under the wreckage, leaving no stone unturned in their mission. In a heartbreaking scene at the hospital, a devastated man cradled the lifeless body of a young girl, her lower limbs tragically absent.
Okay, guys, after watching the video, you can just drop your suggestion. What do you think about what Israel doing right or wrong? But as for me, for Palestine or Hamas or Gaza to have peace, they should just release Israel students, the 240 students, so that peace can actually reign. That's just what is there because Israel are not ready to cease fire on any reason, and that's just the issue on ground. So please guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be giving you update about the Israel war on daily basis. So today is the news on Friday and Saturday this morning. Thank you.